ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of Vandals Offline, the brand new show where we have our University of Idaho Vandals producing a podcast about esports and about gaming.
Official episode 1.
Official UIdahoEsports podcast.
The last one wasn't an official episode; it was the pilot,
Which is an official episode,
but you know,
we're not calling it episode 1.
No, we'll call
This
that for a
is
homework
episode
assignment.
1.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Welcome to the summer, boys. It's a great day to be here. I'm here, ZG FenRir, joined by my lovely co-hosts.
I am Colby or Stix.
ZG Fenrir is also known as Vincent.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I have the switch on. I'm like, oh, I'm FenRir right now. I'm not.
I'm Carson or Weedles, as everyone knows from the pilot episode. That
Yeah.
Everyone listened to.
Everybody
Totally listened.
Everybody
to it.
and their moms.
AKA
We got-
us.
I think we got more views on our pilot episode than I thought we were going to.
I think it was 90% us.
It was probably us.
Yeah, but it was like 10 on the Spotify and like 25 or so on the main show, right?
That's pretty good.
Am I wrong? That's pretty
Not
good.
bad.
No one cares about stats.
For not pushing us at all, I think it was really good.
Get off your phone, sir.
My bad.
We
I was
need
going
to
to look at the stats.
we need to put out a thing saying we're doing this.
I do plan on pushing out an announcement.
We'll promote later.
So if you see this and you were here because of the Instagram or Twitter or whatever you saw, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Hello.
And if you're not, you're even better. You just knew it was
found
happening.
us, Yeah. You love to see it.
You getting comfy over there?
Yeah, I got a couch to myself. They didn't want me. I could sit in between you guys.
You could.
We
That would
could
make it really
squeeze on
weird,
this couch.
and your headset won't reach, I think.
I could try.
Anyway,
He
That'd
has
be
to
it.
lay down, feet on the couch, head on the table, just so that he can get his mic
That's
close enough to
sick.
the mixer.
There
That's
we go.
sick. This episode will be geared more towards
introducing us.
us
Yeah.
and our maybe a little bit about our program too.
Yeah.
For sure.
More of a informational episode. So
Yeah, I mean, nobody really knows who we are or cares. I mean, so we just gotta make them care.
or
so
cares. Yeah, no. Oh, that made me sad.
We'll make 'em
That's
care.
true. That's true.
We can do it. You wanna go ahead and kick us off there, Colby?
Yeah, I'll start. So I'm Colby Smith. I have been in esports for a little while now. I've been at the University of Idaho esports program pretty much since the start.
3 years.
Yeah. Was on the Valorant team and then captain for the CS team the rest of the time. So yeah, but my esports experience I guess goes a bit further back. Started in high school. Got into Counter-Strike. Still, and I'm unbiased. Counter-Strike's the best esports. It is. Hands down.
I can't really argue.
So
I thought you were going to argue with it, which I needed because I was also going to argue. But that's
well,
okay.
you
with
can
it. I
argue
mean,
with
it's
it.
one of my favorites.
I think it is probably one of the greats, if that makes sense.
It just depends
It's on
what
the Mount
category. It just
Mount
depends
Rushmore.
what category you're putting it on.
I
I
guess.
would say it is in the Mount Rushmore of esports.
Definitely putting it in Mount Rushmore for sure.
But yeah, so I got into Counter-Strike in 2017. Got into the esports of it in about 2018, 2019, and then high school. I tried to make a high school esports team when it was still low in 2020. Didn't really take off the ground because of COVID, and then I went to college in Michigan. I flew across the country, went to Lawrence Tech on their esports program
Mhm.
for about a semester, and then I came back to UofI.
Quitter.
Anything wrong with Lawrence Tech? Or?
I couldn't be out there. I was pretty much alone other than my esports teammates,
Mhm.
and
Expensive.
it was expensive, very expensive.
Wasn't it also the program? It wasn't.
The program was pretty small. We were
Well, you were in computer science.
Oh
weren't
yeah,
you?
I was in technically a game development major, but I was geared towards computer science, and I am very bad at coding. Come to find out,
That's fair.
I failed out of calculus.
You failed out of it?
Not exactly
Well-
coding, but all right.
Yeah, I was
No,
like,
but,
that's just
I have
different.
like for a computer science major, you have to take Calc 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3.
yeah.
I took Calc 1 and got a D, and I was like, I'm not
You
doing
didn't
that.
fail Calc 1.
And then I switched.
I think
majors.
D might be a failed. Just depends.
Yeah,
on college.
Really?
it's technically a fail.
Depends
okay.
on colleges. They change whether D is passing or failing.
But yeah, so then I came back here and then was on the Valorant team for a semester, and then got hired on as part of the graphics team, and then a semester later was on broadcast, and now we're here.
Also a player the whole time.
I was a player
Mhm.
the whole time.
We were actually players before
Yeah.
staff, so
I think that's
Look
pretty
at us
normal
now.
because it was pretty much just Wayne when he first started out, right? He didn't utilize work study at all.
At the start, because it was just it was like him and the Smash team was what it was, and then the other ones that started out were more club teams.
I see.
Which it was Rocket League and Valorant, I think was it.
Mm-hmm.
I know those were the ones that were there. I don't know
at
if there
that
was other
first
ones.
start, and then eventually we got an area or a space to play from.
I remember coming down in here the first time because we had to do pictures.
That was weird.
Oh, it was weird.
I don't know where those pictures went.
I don't either. They're probably in the drive.
We
should go look for them.
They're definitely not.
No,
in
they're
the drive.
definitely not in there because we just we tried to purge the drive, didn't we?
No, this was something completely different.
It was literally 3
We
years
came down
ago.
into this basement,
Mhm.
into this room when it looked completely different. Never met anyone here. Kind of scary.
Mhm.
And they go,
It
"Oh,
was-
you here for pictures?" We went, "Yeah." And
oh,
they
you
took it.
hadn't even met any of these people?
We hadn't
No,
met
no, no,
clubs?
Wayne.
nobody.
We hadn't met
Oh.
anyone. Yeah.
It was we'd already
Wow.
played. I'd already like practiced and played games before I even met my teammates
Yeah.
Wow.
because it was a fully online thing.
I see.
And then we eventually met in person for an interview
Mhm.
for like the school or something. And that was
Yeah.
the first time we'd met.
Wow.
it
That is
was
fascinating.
it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was around for the initial Smash team.
You
That's-
might have been there when we were here.
I was
You
here.
could have been in here.
I wasn't in here. I had a chunk where I wasn't at UofI for about a year plus a couple of months or so, and so I was on the Smash Club team when we very first started. And I was like, oh, we should set up a stream. We should get stuff. So I pitched him ideas, and then I noped out of there. I was like, all right, bye. I'm gone. I'm going home. And so I don't know anything about what happened at the beginning when it actually became more real and official.
It wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah.
It was basically you met online, played games in whatever league we were in, and then that was really it.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't like meeting up to practice or anything in,
Mhm.
Yeah, we
in the
didn't have
space. We didn't have a
PCs here.
space. There was no PCs. There was nothing.
Yeah, it was all desks, and there was a
Yep.
couple TVs on the back wall.
We've come a long way in
Yeah.
3 years.
It was really cool leaving for that year and coming back and saying, oh, wait, you actually have like a lab space now, and you have staffing in here that I have to meet, and it actually seems real and cool, which was awesome.
Yeah, we've been here since basically the start of the
Mhm.
esports program.
I think there was one semester before I joined that it was a thing.
That's when it was like kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember I came here. Because you came here. I guess maybe I'll just go over my
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
sports
Inter-
experience.
introduce
Yeah.
yourself there, Carson.
Yeah, Carson. I've already introduced myself. But my esports started roughly in high school playing games. I started 2016 playing Rocket League, which has been my main collegiate game.
Mhm.
And then I kind of followed CS scene, just watching it here and there. But I never really got into the actual esports scene until 2020 when you talked about we both wanted to get that program going, which went nowhere. But it was when we went to DreamHack Anaheim and that we watched that competitive
yeah.
scene, watched the CS, really liked it. That's when me and you were both like, yeah, let's try and go pro in Valorant before it was released.
Yeah, when it was still
Wow.
Project A. Or
You were like,
or
oh,
whatever,
dude, this is
Project
going to be the
X,
new
whatever
game.
was
It's
called.
going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
We were right. It was pretty big. And
it
was,
was
massive.
right. It was
a
very
big
big.
game. So we played that for a while.
It's probably honestly the biggest esport right now, no?
No, it's pretty died down.
think
I think the way
it's
they
on
run
the
their tournaments is
decline.
really bad, actually. So
I-
like
I-
the tier
let
two,
me,
the
let me
tier two
rephrase that.
scene.
Not from like an actual teams and like an organization perspective, but just as a game, it's probably the biggest esport game, right?
Maybe. Well, I
Oh,
guess
I guess
CS.
League, actually.
yeah, it depends on the
Leagues-
like North America. I think Valorant is the largest in
Mhm.
North
Yeah.
America.
It all depends, and they run their things weird.
Yeah.
I've seen like the tier 2 scene is just terrible.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
bad.
If you're not the tier 1, it's hard to even compete in that game without
Mm-hmm.
just burning all your money as an
Yeah.
org.
Yeah, I heard it's especially bad right now too because there's a lot of bribery stuff going
There's
down.
a lot of cheating
that-
going on.
that
Where
has
they're
been
fixing,
coming
fixing
out,
games,
in the last
fixing
week
matches.
even.
Match fixing.
It's been
Yeah,
bad.
it's
I
really
buy
bad.
power moments.
I was just watching a video on that
Yeah.
like yesterday.
Yeah, it's bad. So hopefully we'll get some better news to come out of that. And it hasn't touched collegiate either, which has been nice.
No, collegiate will be fine for a while because when it comes to sports betting, I think collegiate is
Yeah, we're kind of below it. Like
safe
because
right
usually
now.
when they're doing that, it's for money purposes.
Yeah.
Which there's not much money right now in collegiate,
No,
especially like prize pools and stuff. For
unless you're match
tournaments.
fixing
Yeah.
and betting on it, then that's where the money comes in.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll go back into it after high school. I went to Culver Stockton in Missouri. Really,
wow.
really small school, probably about 2 hours out of St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
They reached out to me, offered scholarships and stuff to go there, so I went there. Program pretty good. Played on the Rocket League and the Valorant team.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty bad at Valorant, but good enough to be on the team.
Yeah.
It was our team, competed against Colby.
Yep.
Different colleges, so that was kind of fun. I was there for a full year and then ended up transferring to UofI because Colby came here, and then there was also talks of some kind of esports program maybe being started.
Oh.
And then it was that semester once it started kind of as a club, and it just kind of grew to this.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the team every year since I've been here, and then have been working one semester after Colby started, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was on the graphics, and then when we got moved over to broadcast, that's when you were here.
Yeah. Because we don't qualify for work study.
Yeah.
Shouts out.
Shout out FAFSA.
Yep.
So what brought you originally to U of I then? Because it sounds like Carson here at least was like, oh, I'll follow Colby, and it sounds like there's an esports opportunity over there too.
So it was
Trying it.
partially the esports because I was looking for another school that had esports, because I didn't want to just drop out of the program that I was at LTU.
Yeah.
But so I was looking for one, and it was listed on somewhere on the website that there was an esports club.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And then we had another friend that was going to school here at the time, living in the dorms. And so I was like, I want to go where one of my friends is at a bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone home and went to CSI, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and then there's the program here for VTD, which is still kind of the game development route that I wanted to go to, but the art side instead of the coding side. So
Yeah.
it was a mix of a lot of different things, friends, closer to home, the major, and just the esports stuff. So
The other option is probably based on pricing as well.
yeah,
Like Boise's the other big option when it came to esports, but they're definitely more expensive
Mhm.
than
and they don't offer
Here.
Counter-Strike.
they do not offer Counter-Strike.
And they haven't offered Counter-Strike in 7 or 8 years.
Well, I don't think they ever will.
No,
I don't think they will ever again.
But U of I does.
Yes.
It
If you
does.
want to play Counter-Strike competitively or R6 competitively,
Those are our two big teams right now.
Yep.
That's
not a lot of colleges have them. But we got every game.
Yes.
We
Any
really do,
game that
honestly.
you want to play that
Ye-
has a league for it, we'll get you in it.
We'll make a team. If we have enough people, we'll make the team and
Yeah.
play it.
Even if it's a
competitively.
smaller game, like we ran Omega Strikers, bro. Like we will run a game for you if you are passionate.
Marvel
about it, you
Rivals
wanna
is
play it.
starting.
Yep,
Marvel
Marvel Rivals is
I
starting.
believe
up.
next semester.
Yep, in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
So that's
game for the
cool. Do you
program.
guys still get? Did you guys originally get in-state tuition still, since you were
Yeah.
technically from here?
Yes.
Because you still have family that lives in here, and I don't
Okay.
think I ever officially had an address
Yeah.
in wherever I
I
lived.
see.
So
Okay.
because to get in state, if you live in there and you have even if you stayed at a different college cheap,
Mm-hmm.
get a PO box. If you're there for a year, you get in state you
Oh,
live
okay.
there.
Very cool.
Counter-Strike was kind of the pull to come back. Was I wanted to go to a place where I could have a team because I went to Lawrence Tech, got signed for the Counter-Strike team, and then
Really?
they didn't have a Counter-Strike team, and I got put on Valorant and was the captain for the Overwatch
I
team.
see. I was like, because you went to play Valorant, and you sounded like you guys wanted to go big in Valorant. So the fact that
Well,
you went to
At
play
that time, we were already like,
Counter-Strike,
yeah, we'll play. It's
'Cause that
still
was-
fun.
Valorant was not even released yet. I think the beta might have been out.
Mhm.
When
Or no, the
when we
beta
were
wasn't
when we were
even
at
released.
DreamHack, we were talking about we knew this game was coming out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the teams
We
were,
know it was going to be big, and we're like, we could just hop on it early and
Yeah.
just try.
And then we played it for the beta. We played it for a little bit after that, the first season, and then I stopped playing it. And then I didn't really play it again until I went to college and was like, "Oh, I'm on the team."
Mm.
Okay.
And the thing we used to get scouted is you basically put your stats and stuff, your ranks from games.
Mhm.
So they probably saw he was good at shooters.
Yeah.
And they went, we can grab him if we get a CS team, perfect. If not,
Then we can throw them on.
and I bet you had Overwatch on there.
I had Overwatch.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
get-
had Valorant on there as well.
yeah,
but
you
I-
probably had all of them
yeah.
on there.
I mean, you might as well put it all on there if you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no reason
I
not
was
to.
in talks
diversifying.
with other colleges for CS. Like one of them was in Texas, but I don't remember which college it was. It was like a small community college.
There's a
I was gonna
lot of
say, Imagine it
colleges.
was Texas A&M, and he's like, I don't want to go there.
There's
I
a
don't
lot of
think-
colleges that
No,
are
it
like
was
that
like-
have esports teams that you won't even know that college
It
exists.
was like Coastal Bend or something like that.
Yeah, but they all reach out.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah, we should do that. We need to get more.
It's a good
more
idea.
Scouts, more people.
That's a good idea.
Well, maybe not even necessarily more people. We need
Better
high
people.
tier varsity teams.
Yeah,
Taking down Fisher, baby.
yeah. Good luck with that, buddy.
One game at a time, I
Oh.
guess.
One
Yeah.
game at a time. What have we beat them in? We beat them in
Smash.
one thing.
beat 'em in
Was it
Smash.
Beat them in Smash. We're gonna
What's our next
ideally have
closest
a
team?
really good Smash team next year.
It's got to be Siege, no?
Probably Siege.
Siege
think
and then
that's gonna
probably
be our
Rocket
next-
League. Which
Yeah. Oh, Rocket League is.
but that's
gonna
a,
get
it's a
close, but
jump.
it'll be hard.
It is a jump. Our Rocket League team is getting better. Every semester we've only gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
Even if placement wise is not better, but like the team has just gotten better.
I think currently Fisher in CS is ranked like top 80 teams in the
Fisher,
world.
let it be known, is not a college team.
They're not a college.
They are a pro team under a collegiate name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out them.
They're beating pro orgs.
I guess
in
shout out them
CS.
for just being goated.
Pro orgs.
Yeah. They are.
Damn.
They're winning tournaments.
We could probably beat pro
Tournaments.
orgs.
Yeah, probably not.
We just
Oh,
get enough Adderall in our systems.
That's
we
true.
can definitely do it.
I forgot. I also played on the Counter-Strike team here.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
The only team probably ever in history to never win a map.
Never win a map
And
lose
lose a
the
4v5.
only team in UofI history to lose a 4v5 in your favor.
Mm.
Are we the only ones?
Yeah.
Well, because we've won a 4v5 in our favor. We have not lost a 5v4.
Let
In
it be
our
known,
favor.
this CS team,
Was bad.
and I only joined it
'Cause
so
we needed a
Colby could
fifth.
have a CS team. I
Mhm.
went, sure, I'll join it for you. And then the other players we had, silvers, whatever,
Yeah.
didn't
Oh.
play the game, didn't practice, and it was a very ragtag.
It was pretty much just we went, yeah, well, I've played CS before. I have 40 hours. Let's go.
Mm.
yeah.
Kind of like the game.
I think I was the only person that
But it got it started.
actively played
It
the
got
game.
it
It
started.
got it
and that was
started.
important.
And then the team just progressively, each semester, Rocket League just got better and better, just
Mhm.
finding new people to just get better.
Yeah, because really, even just starting the team a lot of the times is enough to
It went
get other
up.
people interested and be like, "Oh, I actually play Counter-Strike. I actually play Rocket
Yeah.
League. So I want to come try." And then we eventually get better and better people.
RIP the CS team.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be here again
Unless someone shows up,
unless three
we just
people
need to
show
find
up.
we just need to find people, and then it can start again. But maybe we just take a golf class, and then we'll just be
Yeah,
on the team still.
be on the team.
Yeah, you could do that.
Alright, well, we've rounded out our collegiate experience or esports experience. Now
Zero
I'll get
girls,
you-
FenRir.
That,
about
that
your
is not
esports
quite. That
experience?
is not my
That's
tag.
official name.
That is not the official tag there.
Zebra
but,
Games.
I'm ZG
FenRir.
FenRir. Vincent is what they call me around these parts. But
Mini Bows.
Mini boss, sir.
Mini boss, sir. If I'm dressing nicely, but yeah, I'm kind of weird because I have
Yes.
never ever had an interest to play collegiate esports ever, not like at all. My whole background is when I was in elementary school and middle school, I discovered the hit video game Super Smash Brothers, and I loved that game. I thought it was super duper fun and sick. I couldn't play it and couldn't own it, however, because Brawl way back in the day was the first and only Smash game that was rated T for teen, and so my parents wouldn't let me play it
Unlucky.
until I became a teenager. And then
Okay.
right around the time,
I had GTA at that time.
yeah, parents very strict non-gamers. They weren't big fans of that, but I liked playing the game at my friend's house. So I was like, oh, this game is sick. So when Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS got announced as E10, I was like, oh, I can play. And I ended up getting, I'm not gonna say very good. I got very invested in competing in that game. I still don't think I was very good. I still don't think I'm good at the game to this day, but I have put many an hour into that series.
I'm very bad at that game.
I'm quite bad as well.
You guys honestly are pretty good. Like the verdict that I give to people now is, oh, would you win if you were at a party? Which I know you guys could do.
Depends who's at this party.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Exactly. Like if
We're-
I'm at the party, obviously you're not going to win.
Just about
but if it's just
every
an
game-
average party,
just about every game that you can play competitively,
Mm-hmm.
we can play above average.
Yeah. And that's all you really need to be considered a gamer. So
Yeah.
I think there's a couple games that I'm like, nope.
League.
Yeah, League of Legends.
I could try, but
We could try. I think we probably could be decent at League of
well,
Legends
like,
for sure.
if we tried.
Like if you say you put us against other staff members,
yeah,
we're winning.
we win.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
yeah. So I that was my first ever competitive game. I guess I could say, even though it's not actually officially a competitive game, but we made it one, and that's what I was obsessed with that game. It was really bad, actually. I actually think that I have issues because of that game.
My first competitive games was just beating my family in Wii games.
yeah,
There's something about just being the best one.
You just had to. You're like,
Modern Warfare 2 1v1s versus my brother.
I never had that kind of thing with like shooters against my brother.
no, I
'Cause
didn't either.
we both shared a PlayStation,
Mhm.
so we would just play those kind of games together. But we never like
Yeah,
played that was more my cousins. I would play like COD and stuff like that
Yeah.
against them, and I would always lose.
I got shit on every single time.
Yeah, my best friend growing up, he was a COD player. Like that's what he grew up playing. He played Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 is what he tried to get me to play, but I hated the shooter games. I thought they were stupid and dumb and I was bad at them. And so I was like, no, you're going to come play Smash Brothers with me instead. This is way better. And then I would beat him and then
I wanted to smash his brothers
Yeah.
instead.
I did.
I think the competition, like, cause my start of my I guess gaming experience was all single player games on like the PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah.
You know, like Tony
Same here.
Hawk doing like Spyro and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then when my brother got an Xbox, I was never allowed to touch it unless he was already playing, and I'm like, "Can I play?" And I would have to bug him for like 6 hours and be like, "Can I play? Can I play? Can I play?" And then he'd be like, "Sure, you can play one game, and if I beat you, you're done." And then I've never touched the controller before, and I'm like, "Okay." And then I play, and then I get destroyed. And then like the next day, I'm like, "Hey, can I play?" And we do this, and eventually, I started to learn how to play, and then like that competition, I think is kind of what sparked my interest in like the competitive. Like it wasn't what started esports for me, but like that competition, that level of I want to be better than this person or the next best person. So I think that's what
locked
started
in
that.
sooner.
Yeah.
I think that I've always just had that competitive spark in me where I'm like, I just need to be better than you.
I had that kind of. I have it for video games, but not for other sports. Like, because I did other sports all the way growing up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did football, baseball, soccer, basketball. Like, I did a bunch of different sports. Couldn't tell. But, like, I wasn't, I never had that drive to be like in football, I was always told, because I was a lineman, I'm like, you're not aggressive enough to be head to head with the other person.
Really?
Because I'm like, because they're like, hit him. And I'm like, I don't want to hit him.
Really? That's weird with your anger issues.
Yeah. But it's like, I wasn't that competitive with that.
Hmm.
I think baseball was probably my best sport. And
That-
I love
I think
baseball.
that has to do with the fact that if it's not something you're really like, yes, I love doing this, or
Yeah.
you're just based starting, you're not like great at it, you're not going to have that competitive edge.
Mhm.
It's like there's games I want to be better at. Put me in Smash. I know I'm worse. I don't have the drive to be
yeah,
better than anybody.
that's kind of where I'm at with Smash and like the other esport, like League of Legends. I don't have that drive to be better than other people.
It's not your lane.
It's not my lane.
That's a league reference for those
It
of you who
is.
don't get it.
It's
Not my top lane.
But like even with like main sports, you're a football player. You're not going to have the drive to be better than basketball players
Right.
at basketball.
Yeah.
It's just not your game,
yeah.
That's fair.
which makes the most sense.
Yeah. I think I'm different in that way because I am very harsh on myself, especially when I know that I can be better. So when I was playing Smash, I was like, I am better than all my friends. I'm literally the best kid on the block. There's no questions about it. And then they got good. And then they started beating me. And that wounded my ego bad enough that I was like, oh, dude, no, I know I'm better than these guys. I have to get good. And then
Right.
that pushed me to get better than what I was.
That's why you have your game
Mhm.
in your friend group.
Yeah.
I,
so,
I think most like of our friend
Yep.
group, everyone has
Has one game they're
their
better.
game.
Yeah.
Like no one in my friend group could beat me at Rocket League.
Nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
Nobody's beating Kolb at CS. Not even close.
so
What other game?
Competitively, I don't know what we could name other friends. If you had to ask me for Sam, Destiny. He's whooping us in
Oh
Destiny.
no,
Destiny
I
player.
definitely think that there's high levels of skill in Destiny.
There
That
used to
would
there
be
used
like
to be
a-
Face It for it.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny, he would whoop us.
Yeah.
I was asking Bowen.
That's it. Jacob's really big in Destiny. As
I was
well.
asking Bowen the other day. I'm like, "What's your game?" And he goes, "I don't think I have one."
Beat Saber.
Oh yeah, no, he did say Beat Saber.
That's a funny answer. I like
We
that.
have watched
Maybe
him play
Halo?
the entire Shrek movie. Maybe Halo, but it is still a shooter, so maybe it'd be close.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a game like you beat me in, you beat everyone in. He could almost say For Honor, but I think Sam might beat him in For Honor.
Yeah, I think that one's a
Sam
toss-up.
also is just good at For Honor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Honor is
I'm
awful.
not good at For Honor.
either.
It's like those kind of games. Like there's certain kinds of games where I'm really bad. Like when we were doing the Guitar Hero, the Fortnite festival, I am horrendous, and I could not tell you why.
He is bad. For Honor, we are not that bad,
No,
but we only play with our buddies who are super high level,
Yeah,
and
so
so
we
we're
get
playing with the sweatiest people, and we
Yeah.
just get rolled.
Yeah.
If I ever try to take that game seriously, I will not be happy.
I think that might have been what happened when we were playing CS the other night. Is it was queuing into my elo ranks, and we were playing with Carson, our friend Luke, and Bowen, and we were just getting rolled by these.
Our
like, I
high
hadn't
score, I
touched a-
think, was 3 rounds.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was like 3-13 every like with a 1-13, a 2-13, a 3-13. I was like, I hadn't touched a computer in 10 days.
It was right after you got back from vacation.
and it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got absolutely stomped.
we also only played Train.
Yeah.
And got put on T side every time.
Mm.
yeah, we got rolled.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
We
like
also- hey.
that where you get pulled up and you're like punching upwards against people and you're like, this is not fun.
We had some of our rounds.
yeah,
And then it just.
yeah.
I just play worse when I play with a full group.
Oh,
Like if I
100%.
play with
because
just
you're just
you,
messing around.
yeah, if I play with just you,
We're
I
locked
do
in.
I do all right. And then
Yeah.
Well,
once
that's
there's
because
a
you got
full,
3 other idiots that you can compare yourself.
I know,
to,
and I'm
though.
too busy shooting them in the back of the head for
Yeah.
fun.
That's just like I have certain games where I'm going to be locked in and try hard every single time,
Mhm.
just because I want to win and I don't want to.
Yeah,
lose.
Rocket League drop shot.
Yeah, we love drop shot.
Drop shot's good.
Yeah, that the competition is deep down in a lot of people, and I think that's why I think esports is amazing because it allows people to do that aren't, 6 foot to play basketball.
Yeah.
They aren't, 80 pounds to run baseball lines.
80 pounds.
Guys,
No,
I was gonna like a cross country. No,
Like a-
No, well,
like a-
cross
like
country
a
is one
child.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like it allows anybody to do what they want, and like there's certain things that come down to it where like genetics do still play a factor in like your reaction speed and
Yeah.
yeah,
makes your
and
hand-eye
like age
coordination in a
still
way.
comes up, and there are still like health issues that you can
Yeah.
come up with still, but it's a lot more accessible.
yeah, it's very accessible and it's worldwide where a lot of people can do it and you can go wherever. Like there's Boise State players that for esports that are going to like South Korea and playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like they've had
They've
like
gone
one
pro.
or two
They've
players
gone
that
pro.
have gone pro. And that from Idaho.
I think
In
it's,
That
middle
doesn't
nowhere.
happen.
it's only a matter of time until it becomes more mainstream and
Yeah.
orgs start picking up college players.
That's what we were talking about in the pilot, and I want it.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Yeah.
Maybe I'll put in a little more work into looking at that within these next couple days.
Yeah.
After our carpet dries.
So I don't know. I've been competing for so long that it doesn't seem real. Like it doesn't seem like we can actually make a living. Like I was never going to picture myself being here working in an esports.
Yeah, I didn't
I didn't
picture
think
myself doing that.
No.
Once I started college, that I also didn't know what field I wanted to
Yeah.
work in.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know this is the field I want to work in. I'd love to go work for big
Yeah,
big orgs or
Mhm.
big companies.
because like I didn't realize I wanted to be in the esports. Like I know I wanted to like play esports and stuff, but I didn't know I wanted to like work in esports and be just any part of the world, a player, a broadcast, anything in the realm of esports until like a couple of years ago, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
Being a shoutcaster or analyst for a pro team would be
It's
yeah,
so
it's a lot of
cool.
fun.
that's sick. Even just doing it for just the collegiate team is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's no complaints when it comes to shoutcasting.
No.
So easy. You just gotta watch and talk about the games you enjoy watching.
So like, I think the analyst desk would be a lot of fun, which is we are currently sitting in our new analyst
It's
desk.
not new
Just
yet. It's under
Our-
construction.
It's under
Our
construction,
construction studio.
Yeah,
maybe coming soon to you in the fall on our streams.
Not maybe.
it will.
It will.
Unless we don't find any couches or
We're
anything.
just missing the table, and we're like, dang, guess we can't have the studio.
Or we just don't have couch.
or
we're
we
just
don't
sitting
have
on the
people to
floor.
work it. That's also an
It'll
issue.
be us.
It'll be us. Yeah,
It'll be
we'll sit
us.
here just act
We'll
like
run
we know
back
what
and
we're
forth
talking about.
between shoutcasting and analyst.
Huh?
Hey, let's cut to the analyst desk.
You see us running.
Guys, I think that they have to go from A to B really fast,
They're
guys.
killing it.
Why can't we be gamers?
'Cause, like, I think it's an awesome industry that's growing,
Yeah.
and I think it's sick.
People don't realize how hard esports is.
Yeah.
People that don't play games, they'll be like,
They're just playing games.
they
Yeah.
suck.
No,
that's
it's
whatever.
That
hard.
was-
It's
yeah.
hard. It's technical skill.
It's like, 'cause I'm sure you and both of you have had, and a lot of people listening have had the experience of like, oh yeah, I like playing games, and parents and mentors and older people are like, you're just playing video games.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. It's video games. But like, here we are sitting here because of video games,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of us because we're good at video games. You have your experience in broadcasting, and it's like,
I
There's-
would not have had that if I did not enjoy playing
Yeah.
games at all.
so it's like it's not at this point in the world, it's not just playing video games.
Yeah.
You are competing at high levels. Sometimes you're,
Sometimes you're creating events. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're producing a show. Sometimes even just being a personality is enough.
It's a lot of mental fortitude playing games. It's more mental
It
mental
is.
dexterity and stuff like that.
the mental aspect of esports is
Well, there's
often
still- there's
overlooked.
still,
Like, there's mental stuff about like
physical-
basketball and baseball. It's like, oh, I
They-
need
no,
to get this
I'm not-
hit here
I'm not-
because of
I'm not
these
putting
stats and
down-
stuff. But
Sports is more the physical aspect.
Yeah.
This one's more mental aspect
Yeah.
and
Sometimes you just have to be smarter.
reaction-based things, and you do have to be smarter.
Yeah.
I saw a thing. I saw some study. They said Rocket League players are the dumbest players, or like it's the dumbest esport. And I go,
really,
I can't disagree with that more, just because of the fact that game is go 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 go, and you are just shooting, thinking of what you have
Yeah.
to do at all times in
Mhm.
that game.
I think the devil's advocate for that would be like, in other games you're having to think about 5 like other people and what they are doing as well as your teammates. Where
So that's a two-player difference, though.
oh well, yeah, I don't think necessarily that they're the dumbest, but I think it's got to be COD.
That's
Okay,
fair. That
you
one,
know what?
That one's fair.
I think that actually checks out.
But like,
I mean,
'cause
I've seen a thing. Where
Rocket League is super fast paced.
it's so
You have
fast.
to,
It's because playing these games for this long, it can get mentally exhausting
yeah,
to where you're just like you're almost brain dead by the end of it.
mm-hmm.
While Rocket League's way shorter, you're still like CS is a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
Rocket League's a 7-minute game.
yeah,
But the brain power for both is like equal because
Yeah.
it's just in that 5 minutes is you don't
You-
stop.
yeah.
I think
It's,
there's
it's all engagement.
and there's certain roles like in these team games that are more taxing. Like
IGLing.
Like if
Yeah.
you're for if you're an IGL for Counter-Strike, for Valorant, for R6, right? Or if you're playing Overwatch and you're a tank player or a support, like I think if you're an Overwatch DPS player, you are focused on getting kills. Whereas if you're a tank or support, you're focused on not dying, keeping your teammates alive, and getting
And
kills.
directing your DPS
Yeah.
to go get a kill. Like,
So it's
an
like there's
opportunity here,
these
go take
different
it.
things where you have to break it up, and I think there is roles on the team that are more taxing on your mental, and it's noticeable because typically they perform worse.
That's also what's kind of cool if you compare it to sports. With those bigger team games, there's different roles in those. Just because you're good at one role doesn't mean you'll be good at something else.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
a linebacker
Like,
is not
yeah.
going to be a good running back.
They're not going to
at
be.
all.
No, yeah, exactly. Like
It's bad.
you're good at your role, not this other role. Just because you're good at this sport doesn't mean you're good at the whole sport.
Right.
Mhm.
Which I think's
Balances on esports.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't play a support role in any game we play.
That is still
I'm
something
really
I'll
bad.
never. I don't know if it's that you can't. It's that you refuse to.
Well, when I do, I still just play DPS.
It's
as a
you
support.
refuse to.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You just don't.
You know, I heard a
That's how
thing.
my brain works.
I heard a thing growing up in fighting games where, you know how there's different archetypes and like the kind of characters that you can play, right? It's kind of the same with like your Rocket League car, but not really, because the cars are all do the same thing functionally, even though the size of the cars and shapes matter just a little bit.
Right.
Whereas in a characters in a game, it matters a lot what they do because each of the characters are unique because that's what their appeal is, right? And so the kind of character that you pick up and learn really dictates how you learn the game going forward.
Right.
Because somebody who has really good options to win is going to teach you the game differently than somebody that doesn't have nearly as good options to win. It'd be like playing Counter-Strike, but you only get a UMP, right? Like it's like you just learn the game differently when you
That's
use the UMP.
terrible.
You know what I
What
mean?
year are we in? We in 2016? We'll take it.
Nope,
Ump was
right
broken.
now. Ump's
Or,
terrible.
or it's like learning the game with only an op compared to being able to use a
Right.
AK, right? So you just learn the game differently, and because of that, you gain different skill sets. So that means that when Colby's like, "Oh, I can't play support," it's because he's never had to learn a support role in a game, and so he doesn't learn the game that way. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But I go back to Overwatch because it's my most played hero shooter. It was like my top 5 character is a support character. I've played a lot of hours in Ana as the character.
But that's also they do DPS.
That's like when I play a support, I'm not a good support.
Mm.
So
You just focus too much on the DPS.
Yeah.
You play a lot more of a solo aspect of games when it
yeah.
comes to having a healer in a game.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the healing aspect.
Well, to be fair though, a lot of the times when you, especially if you are just straight up better than the people on your team, a lot of times you just have to do everything in your power if you want to climb in the ranks to support yourself and do the best for you. Because if you're the best on the team and you're trying to support these other little guys, you're just bringing yourself down.
I agree, but if you're the best, you shouldn't be on support.
Oh, for sure.
That's where you're hindering. Not a because you should have the people that aren't as good supporting you to just be better.
Yeah.
Because when we're playing, if I'm support, I will focus the people that I know that are good at the game. Like I'll heal you. I'll keep other people that I know will do good alive.
Well, I think that depends on what you are considering as the best. Like, because when I was on the Overwatch team, our best player was our support player. He
Well, yeah,
maybe not have
that's
been the best like aimer or best like gameplay wise, but he knew what he was doing and he was a good support player. Like he was like I think a grandmaster support player.
I was talking
So-
more in the way he worded it was climbing through ranks. So you're
Right.
not queuing
If you were
up
to
with
queue
it.
into like a bunch of bronzes,
Yeah, you're not
Well,
queuing. You're not
yeah.
queuing with. If you're queuing with a team, play your role.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're good at, play
Yeah.
that role. But if you're playing randoms, you probably shouldn't just queue support and hope that
Yeah.
the rest of your team survives without you
Mhm.
when you're playing DPS as a healer, and then you go, "Why do we keep losing?" And
I
you go,
did my
"You haven't
part."
healed us once."
Ah.
But look at my kills. Look at my damage.
I did my DPS. Yeah. But
So.
it's an interesting thing. but
That's part of the reason that I like these more solo player games, dude. I want it all to be on me.
hate your teammates.
I would rather destroy my ego because my ego needs it
Right.
Dude,
just by me.
they hurt though.
Yeah, I
They
know.
hurt. Like Rocket League, especially if I play a 1v1,
Oh,
it's
It
the
hurts.
most aggravating thing I've
Sucks.
ever done. in my
Because
life.
you know it's probably your
and
fault.
you get
Well, it is.
punished on your mistakes every single time.
And Rocket League's different because like it's you take a shot, if you miss and you're in awkward, they score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh maybe I get back and save it. No,
No,
it's
no,
yeah, the
it's-
cars go the
it's
same
over.
speed.
it's just over and you go ugh. And but you just can't get mad at anyone else.
Yeah.
A lot of time people just say I'm stuck in this rank because my teammates are bad.
Yeah. Which is I would argue it kind of is a thing, but
No,
also
it's definitely a thing. But the amount that people complain about it, I've heard some people say, if you can't carry your teammate in your rank, you don't deserve the next rank.
correct.
You have to be able to carry out of that rank.
Yeah.
So you can't blame your teammates
Right.
because if your teammate's that bad, you're not going to do good in the next rank anyway,
Mhm.
unless you can do well enough.
So it's like I know in low rank games, you have a lot of times where they're like, "Look at this game that I did so well. It's all my teammates and why we're losing." And then you like scroll 2 games down, and they're like, they went like 12 or like they were like 2-12. And
Yeah,
like,
and you're like,
The
But
people that complain about
you
their
had a good
teammates
game.
are
Yeah.
inconsistent
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, when you have a great game, like you're playing really good, teammates maybe not having the game of their life, and you lose the game.
I do also notice it though when I'm playing with not my current team, and when I'm playing with like by myself or with one other person, and I'm relying on our randoms to do what my other teammates usually do, and then they don't, and I go, "What are they doing? They're why like
Oh yeah,
how is
That's
he
where
here?"
that's where it gets
definitely-
hard.
Yeah,
That's
Climbing
because
ranks
then
is
I blame my
easy.
teammates on that, and I'm like, he shouldn't have been able to get there.
Yeah, climbing ranks is easy when you're with a stack.
Yeah.
But once you are with randoms, it's luck.
because
It's
you have
so
to do the
luck.
thing where you put yourself in the trust role where it's like I would rather. Again, it's like, oh, I would rather have the blame fall on me for missing the shot, for not
Yeah.
knowing a guy had this timing on me. You know.
Yeah, we so I just got back from a vacation and am getting back to playing with my team. We play in ESEA, which is a CS league, and we have our first playoff game is tonight. But we did a scrim last night against Arizona State.
That scrim was not close.
It was not close.
I looked at the score when I
And
was at home.
I think so Arizona State has built a new roster pretty much. And I think they've been winning a lot of their games or scrims that they've been playing. And our coach set us up the scrim against them, and he was like, "Yeah, these guys are pretty good." And then we played them, and we played Inferno, which we don't play Inferno, and I think it was like a 13-6. Or no, it would have been a 13-6, and then we did full.
When I
24
looked at it, it
rounds.
was a 16-6, and
Yeah.
I'm like, they must just be playing it
So
out, but this is
you do
not
you
close.
do a play out round.
Yeah.
So you do all 24
For-
rounds.
Just
for
since it's a
scrims, yeah,
scrim.
yeah.
And then we played Nuke, which we haven't played Nuke in a little while since the Purdue game. So it's been like a month or two since we've played it,
Touchy stuff.
and it was like like another 16 something.
Yeah.
And we were gonna play 3 maps, but the captain of the ASU team crashed out and left because he was mad
Huh?
because they kept winning, and then they played us and got.
Were they
destroyed.
necessarily bad?
I don't know what their ranks were or anything, but they weren't
They didn't, like,
bad.
play
but
bad?
it
It's
was
just-
we were just kind of
You're just
lights
better.
out.
You're just better.
We were it wasn't team play. It was our individuals were just better.
They must have also just been playing teams that were
Probably at
Too-
their level or
too easy.
worse.
It's probably the same thing that you guys went through.
Yeah.
First semester, you rolled. You didn't lose a single game
yeah
until literally the end.
till the very last game.
And
of
then
the
you
season.
moved up, and
Yeah.
then you were on par or even below. You're actually below after Christmas break, below everyone else since no one played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then your team chemistry was all messed up for like a month, and then you figured it out. And
Yeah.
once you got into the groove again, you were back on par with everyone, and then games were close again.
Yeah. Apparently, we play tonight. We play the team that we had to forfeit against because I was gone, Carter was gone, and someone else
okay.
couldn't
Oh, you
make
guys
it.
did have
We
after
had to-
forfeit?
we
They
had to
never found
forfeit a
anyone.
game. And that was like one of the last games of our regular season, and now we play them first round of playoffs.
Okay.
That's a pretty good matchup for it to end up on.
So we should win. Hopefully, we're hoping to go through to Maine
Maine would be sick.
because
Maine's
that's
when
where
things get
you start to get interesting. Yeah, because intermediate anyone can make. Apparently, a whole lot of because of the new layout of ESEA, a lot of teams went up to Maine last. So there's a lot worse teams in
Mm.
Maine this season, or in
Yeah, that checks
intermediate this
out.
season, and a lot better teams in Maine. So it's like a weird
So then this is your perfect
balancing act to get to the teams that are supposed to be where they are. So
chance. Yeah.
I think we can make it. We were 1 game off last time, and we lost.
Yeah, you can definitely do it.
That's rough. Being 1 game off
Yeah.
is rough.
Especially since we won we only were that low because of the first few games of the season. We lost 4 of the 5 games that we lost in the first 3 weeks.
I'm sure
And
there's a
then
lot
we
of
didn't
teams
lose
that
a
were
game.
also in that same rut of not playing.
Right.
But a lot of people in ESEA aren't necessarily college.
No, they're not. They're not college. This is just
So they
global,
can just
or not global. But
they play with their
national.
team whenever.
a lot of old. There's a lot of old guys that are dads and stuff, and
A
they're
lot of
like,
old heads.
because we had some games and we're like, hey, could we reschedule this game? We're like, I can't. I have a daddy-daughter dance.
And you're like,
We're
oh.
like,
Oh,
okay.
whoa. Okay.
Or
One thing
yeah.
I respect about our team is that we reschedule.
Yeah, we do.
I know collegiately level we've tried to move away from that. Didn't like that decision. I don't like to be the college that takes a win because you can take a win.
I think reschedule as long as it's for something reasonable, like a daddy-daughter date. Like, sure, yeah, go be with your kid.
If you can't, if you just can't, if like they have something going on, like collegiate school, they have something going on. You have to go take a test. You go, hey, our player can't make it. You go, okay.
Yeah, sure, totally.
Can
Well,
we do these
try.
days?
We
Yeah.
try. We give our options.
Yeah,
And if they can make it work,
they can
we
make it
do.
work.
But
Yeah.
if we don't have it available, then
Sorry,
we're not
we
going to
just-
take the loss because you need to reschedule.
Yeah.
But we try to be good people about reschedules. Every time we're like, we actually can reschedule this without having to pull subs or without having to pull other people, then we're like, yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
we'll do
But
There's a lot of people though that don't.
yeah, they're like, oh, free win, done.
They go, nope.
Yep.
Not rescheduling it. But most of the time, it's like we'll still play it. A lot of the time, like
Yeah.
if we need a reschedule, we go, this just isn't ideal for us. We would like to move it. They
Yeah.
say no, and you go, okay, and then you play it anyway because you just had to move around other life things,
Yeah.
and then you
We've
still
had
end
that
up
a couple
stomping
times.
them.
That's
Which is
the
the
part that I
best.
think is funny is that a lot of the times when it's like, oh, free win, it's like, well, if you really wanted to play the game and like be good and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yourself in
want
the game, you wanna play
games.
games.
There's certain things where people do it, especially in ESEA, because there is money on the line and there is other things. It's like you're in playoffs and you're like, oh, they need to reschedule? No, I'll just take the free buy into the next round. So
Those ones I understand a little bit more
yeah.
because it's like, you're never gonna see that team again.
Yeah. But
Sucks to
in the
be
college
you.
thing, I completely agree that we should reschedule when we can.
If we can make it work and we have the spots for it,
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
Always.
We're kind of transitioning over towards our program a little bit. We said some of our numbers for this past semester or past year on
Mhm.
the pilot episode,
Mhm.
but we've grown a lot, and we are continuing to grow, and we have some good prospects that are going to be coming in the fall. Like
Yeah.
we have 2 Rocket League players,
2 really good Rocket League players.
and we have for sure 1 really good Smash player.
And I mean, our Smash team has been on the up and up for pretty much the last 2 years that we've
Yeah.
competed. So I mean,
Our R6 team's always been good.
Yep.
Our 6 team's good.
Our Valorant team's
did you hear that we're getting a player
We're supposed
for
to be
Valorant
getting some new
specifically?
Valorant players.
we are.
Maybe.
Yep, we're getting somebody from what did Wayne say they were from?
Did
It
you say
was-
CBC?
We always
It
take
probably is
CBCs.
CBC actually.
That's where we got Dohyun.
That's where we got Dohyun.
We like CBC.
Maybe
They're great.
Dohyun will come back and play
Maybe.
CBC or play Valorant with
We'll
his other
see.
teammate.
I think that as long as there are some other members that are still going to college here, that I don't think he will. But
Ma-
he did really well in TFT though, so
Did
it's not
he?
like he just dropped.
But he was
off the
also
face of the
so
planet.
good at Valorant.
He was our best player in Valorant.
We miss you, Dohyun.
Shouts
Maybe
out.
come back.
And if you don't, you get next year's TFT for sure.
Yeah,
So we're rooting for you.
but,
But I mean, I want our Valorant team to do well as well because
Yeah.
Valorant I think was our game that as a program was the one that we were pushing for. We want to really support our Valorant team.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
one of the first club teams that wasn't Smash, and it was like, yeah, we want to have a really good Valorant team, and then
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
That starting Valorant team was terrible.
It was really bad, but
That was when I don't know if you guys took.
we won a couple of games. But
I think you won a couple maps. It took you forever to win a game.
yeah, we were struggling a lot.
I remember watching that from our living room.
Yeah.
Always getting high because you
Mhm.
play online. You're in your room. We have it on the TV.
Yeah, we did that with CS a couple times.
And
too.
you guys would win around. We're like, yeah. We're like,
I remember that.
that's my
yeah.
roommate.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
Those are good times.
We should do that more often.
More watch parties.
Yeah. I want to do watch parties for like games and for I want to do more pro watch parties if we can figure out the logistics.
I would
of
like to
doing it.
set up stream watch parties.
Yeah.
And even just a watch party in here.
Yeah, we do. We need more people to come in and watch.
Our lab
You-
getting set up better. We'll have more TVs for viewing. We'll trying to just up the quality of the viewing experience.
We're gonna be upping the arena, quote unquote, that we have down here. It's gonna be better viewing experience. So if you are a UofI student and you have friends and you're listening to this and you like, hey, come watch. We have games going on. Like,
even if it's a game that you don't super follow.
Yeah.
I have never followed a game of Counter-Strike in my life until I started working here, and let me tell you, I'm glad that I follow it now.
It's
It's a lot of fun.
gas.
It's great.
Even next
And-
semester, even if you're not into esports, we have our open play.
Yeah.
yes,
You can come in here with friends, play on the computers, consoles. We have every console you could want.
Yeah, and again, it's not just like these competitive games. We had a chick come in and just play Minecraft like a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
What was it yesterday?
It was like 2 days ago and yesterday.
Yeah, it's not just like we're coming in just to support esports and stuff. We're trying to make
the open
gamers.
the open play
Welcome
is just
club
to
here.
be open to everybody.
Yeah.
And you can come play games whenever you want.
Yep.
Say you're in between classes, you can just come here. If you live off campus, stop by here for a little bit before your next class.
Yeah.
Take the bus home.
It's a good hangout spot.
It is
Good
a vibe.
vibes.
It's a good third place. Good vibes.
Yeah.
So-
Hopefully it gets better. We'll make it.
We'll make it better.
We're
making it
slowly
better.
building it to make it cooler down here. And by down here, basement of the Pittman Center.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're kind of hidden away, sadly.
We are hidden away, and a lot of people don't know we exist. So tell your friends.
Tell everybody.
If you know anyone, just mention that
Just
there's
mention
an esports program
Yeah.
here.
Like, hey, they play games and they're cool down there.
Share this podcast with people.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow all of our mediums that we're our content mediums that we're putting out there. So
Yeah, this episode of the podcast more informational. Hopefully, the next ones will be a lot more laid back, a lot more.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
More
more
fun.
esports.
we'll have topic
more-
stuff,
yeah.
and I will.
We'll talk about random stuff. We'll talk
Yeah.
about. Want it to be esports gaming focused. Just having a good time focused.
Yeah.
We're here to vibe.
Maybe there's some you don't even talk about a game at all. You just hang out.
I think
Yeah.
next week's episode is going to be the Night Rain episode
Why not this week's episode?
because it comes out.
Because we
Oh, yeah,
haven't
'cause
played
we
it.
haven't
We haven't
played
played
it.
it.
We
yet.
haven't played the game.
Yeah, we
Well,
don't
Shout out
have it.
Well,
Elden
this
Ring,
will
Night
this will
Rain.
be released after the game is released.
Yeah.
And people will be
This comes out
playing it.
Monday.
Yep,
Yes,
Monday.
it'll be coming out on Monday. So I hope everybody's enjoying it.
I hope it's fun.
I'm hoping we're.
I hope
enjoying
I'm
it.
loving the game right now.
I'm gonna get back from the wedding and I'm gonna love the game.
I may have to forfeit the ESEA game so I can go and play.
Tonight, you might
That's-
just have to leave.
That's awesome. I got a thing I gotta go do. It's
That doesn't really help you much.
no.
'Cause your game's at 5:30. We're here till at
I'm,
least 5.
I'm
anyway.
here until 5:30, and
You're here till 5:30.
well, it'll be
anyway.
before that because we got a warm up game practice and stuff.
Yeah. Look forward to fun stuff coming up soon, guys.
Yeah.
And if you have suggestions for us, we'd be willing to take them. Leave a comment in the description of the you can have there's comments in Spotify, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I can
I
look.
believe
I've never
there is.
once. I've never once been like, let me leave a comment.
me
On
look.
Spotify. I think I've seen them, but I'm never gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a comment on this podcast on Spotify.
well,
If you're watching on YouTube,
people want to.
Well, if you want to,
Comments.
yeah, let us know. We look. I will look.
where
Yeah,
can
is
they
there-
find you, Vincent?
Oh, they can find me like personally.
No.
Oh,
Share,
at
share your
beep.
address. Share your address.
Beep. I can share it. I'm moving in a week.
I was more
there
talking
is
You
about-
have
comments.
7 days. To
I was
come
more.
find.
I was more talking about your socials. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at ZG FenRir on all socials: Twitter, Instagram, Twitch is the main one that I stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays is what I'm shooting for.
I don't have my tag on Instagram. That's just. I don't really use Instagram.
I don't use Instagram.
You can
I'm
find
gonna-
me on Weedles, at Weedles, or maybe Weedles48 on most things.
Mhm.
Same thing here. I'm CS_Stix on Twitter and Twitch and
Twitter, YouTube, TikTok.
Don't-
never,
don't
never
go to
mind.
my
Not
YouTube.
TikTok. I got
Mhm.
hacked.
yeah, he did get hacked on.
That account's gone.
But
That accounts.
I did confirm you can do comments on Spotify. Do we want to put this up on like Apple Music or something
No.
or anything else, or
No.
just Spotify,
No.
YouTube?
I think just Spotify,
Just
YouTube for
Spotify.
now.
All right.
I never want to
Exclusives.
support an Apple user in my
People
life.
people don't use Apple Music
Okay.
or app. That thing's terrible.
They do
Yeah.
use it, but it's
Sounds
not
good.
like it's like one in a
you might as well just use
10,000.
Spotify
You should
for
just use
free.
everything else. So.
It's
All
not
right.
even. It's not much.
Oh, you have to pay to upload to Apple
Maybe
Music.
maybe we can get a Spotify deal and we'll exclusive Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
buddy.
the Spotify, the account where or the app where artists already don't get good deals.
Yes.
So it's going to give us a deal.
Yes, because we're epic.
Because we
and
get
we talk
no listens.
gaming.
You're,
Yes.
you're right.
No, you're
No, we
good
got
with
like
that.
20 listens, 10 listens. I don't remember. Numbers.
It was 90% us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna show my mom, my girlfriend,
That's
my
2.
dad.
I'm going to watch. That's 4.
There we go.
I'll watch it in 3 weeks. I'm just gonna wait until I'm like 3 weeks behind, and then I'll forget what the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I
We'll
can
we'll
rewatch
listen
it.
to it before we record the next podcast.
Probably not.
Get us in the mood.
That's only a week from now.
Well,
That is
maybe
only a
it'll be a
week from
couple
now.
weeks. We'll listen to the pilot before we record the next
You
one.
already listened to the pilot. I listen. I listened to the pilot like 5
All
different
right.
times. I don't want to listen to it
I don't know
again.
how long
You
we've
guys
been-
don't want to listen to Actually, you guys do want to listen to the pilot if you haven't listened to it.
Yes.
Yes.
Check us out, Spotify, YouTube Music, and we will...
We're done. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I don't
done.
know how
We'll
long we've been
I don't know
catch
going.
you
how
guys
long
in
we've been
the next
going,
week,
but
so.
it's been
We've
good.
been going long enough.
We'll see you guys next
We've been
week.
the Vandals Offline podcast.
We're gonna get online.
We're going offline.
No, we're going online because
Oh.
we are offline currently.
It's a pun
plan.
on
On
online.
online. Offline. You get it?
All right.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
play on words of offline.
See you guys next week.
See you next week.
Goodbye.